Hey friends, it's Rosie from iHeartRecipes, and I have an amazing non-traditional lasagna recipe for you. I'm going to show you how to make Philly cheesesteak lasagna completely from scratch. And as always, if you want the exact measurements, you can head over to my blog, iHeartRecipes.com, and print the recipe out from there. So let's get started off with our steak. I have my beef chuck flat iron steak here. It does cost a pretty penny depending on where you get it, but it is so worth it. It is always so tender and juicy. So I definitely recommend buying and using this steak. So we're just going to cut the steak in small, thin strips, just like so. And then we are going to cook it. So let me show you how I cook the steak. It's really easy and actually really quick. So I have my pan. I have it over medium heat. I have a little bit of vegetable oil in there as well. And then we're going to place the steak in there as soon as the oil gets nice and hot. And we're going to just season the steak with a little bit of salt and pepper. And you can season it with as much salt and pepper that you choose, okay? So you know your taste buds better than I do. So yeah, add a little bit or as much as you want. So we're only going to cook the steak for about 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't take, not 5 to 10 minutes, about 5 to 7 minutes, sorry. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. Then we're going to remove it from that pan and we're just going to cut it up even smaller, in smaller pieces than it already was. So here I have my bell peppers, I have my green and red, and I actually have some yellow onion as well. It looks white on camera. It always looks white on my camera. I don't know what's up with that, but you can use white onion if you want. I have a little bit of vegetable oil in my pan, and the heat is on medium. And now I'm going to fry up these onions and peppers. Speaking of peppers, I'm going to actually season my onion and peppers with a little black pepper and salt. And then I'm going to cook the onions and peppers until they're nice and translucent, just like so. So once the peppers and onions are done, we can toss them into a pan with the steak. I just use a cake pan. You can use a bowl if you want. And I almost forgot to add my garlic, so I'm going to add it in now. I'm using dehydrated minced garlic. If you have fresh garlic, that works as well. I just happen to have plenty of dehydrated minced garlic. So now I'm going to just mix the ingredients. I want to make sure it's well combined so I don't have to worry about doing that later. And now we're going to make our ricotta mixture. So I have my ricotta. I place it in my large mixing bowl. And now I'm going to add in some mozzarella cheese. Now this is mozzarella cheese that I shredded myself. I use my food processor to shred all the cheeses that you will see in this recipe. And after I add that cheese in there, I'm going to add in my eggs. And again, if you want the exact measurements, it's on my blog, iHeartRecipes.com. It's available in printable form. Now we're going to sprinkle in our dry Italian herbs. And now we can pretty much mix everything or fold it until everything is well combined. And once it is, we can set this bowl to the side. So meanwhile, while I was mixing up the ricotta mixture, I am also making my lasagna pasta. Follow the directions on your box. And now we can make our cheese sauce. So for the cheese sauce, you'll need some salted butter. We're going to melt that down. I have it over medium high heat at this time. And then I added in a little bit of all-purpose flour. I'm now going to pour in my milk. Now I am actually eyeballing everything at this time. I've been cooking for so long. Sometimes I just eyeball things. But again, I'll have the exact measurements available for you on my blog. So everything's going to get nice and thick. You'll know when it can, coat a spoon just like so. We'll we'll reduce the heat to about medium at this time. And now we can add in our mascarpone cheese or mascarpone cheese, however you pronounce it. Whisk everything until it's nice and creamy just like so. And now we're going to add in some creamy havarti cheese. Now all the cheeses that I am using in this recipe can be found at your local grocery store. Just head to your deli and they can help you out from there. I'm not using anything that is like extremely hard to find. So mix everything until it's nice, creamy, cheesy, just like so. Doesn't that look amazing? And then we're going to turn the heat down to low. And we're going to shred the rest of our cheeses. So in my bowl here, I have a combination of white cheddar, provolone, mozzarella, and I also have some Munster cheese that I just shredded up with my food processor. And I placed it in that bowl and I made sure everything was well combined. Now here I have my 9x13. You can lightly oil or butter it. And then we're going to start off by adding our pasta at the bottom. Followed by the pasta, I'm going to add the ricotta. And then after the ricotta, I'm going to add some of the shredded cheese. If you are a cheese lover like I am, this is like, oh my gosh, like heaven sent. I really, really love this lasagna. But of course I did because I'm uploading it. So now I'm going to start adding my peppers, onions, and my steak. And then we're going to top that off with our creamy sauce that we made earlier. Now don't forget, if you are enjoying this recipe, I would love it if you gave this video a thumbs up. Thank you in advance. It does help me out. So if you're a fan of this channel, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to this channel yet, if you're a newcomer, be sure to subscribe. I upload every Sunday and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So now I'm just going to repeat my layering process. And after that, we'll just top this off with another layer of pasta. And then I'm going to grab my ricotta filling, or ricotta mixture, we'll call it that. And then we can spread that on top of the pasta. And we'll top that off with our steak, onions, peppers, and some cheese. We're going to leave this uncovered. Our oven is preheated on 350 Fahrenheit. And we're going to bake our lasagna for 45 minutes. Once the lasagna is done, this is the outcome. I mean, look at that bubbly, cheesy goodness. It is amazing. Now, I advise, if you want your lasagna to cut out nice and neat, to wait between 10 to 20 minutes before cutting into it. I don't have that kind of patience, so I'm just going to dig into it right now, and I don't regret a thing, like seriously, but I mean, I never do, right? Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and also check out my other recipes as well.